Hey everybody, welcome to Reading the Bible to Cats. And I am going to read a psalm today. Just am in the mood for a psalm, and then we'll continue our reading schedule um, tomorrow. But I also wanted to mention I have a playlist. I realized, I forgot I could arrange all my videos in, chronological order. Biblical order. So I started a playlist starting with the first video, Genesis chapter 1, and then I'll just keep adding until we get to Revelation. And then you can listen to the Bible in order if you want. I don't know. I just thought I would like that for myself, but I'm calling it Volume 1 because God willing, and the rivers don't rise, I'll just keep reading the Bible throughout my life. So hopefully we'll make it to Revelation before I keel over. Um, anyway, Guster's giving me a funny look. Guster! Okay, well, let's just read Psalm 90. I hope the mic is working okay because I accidentally spilled some water on it. Okay, Psalm 90. Lord, you have been our dwelling place throughout all generations. Before the mountains were born, or you brought forth the whole world from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. You turn people back to dust, saying, return to dust, you mortals. 1,000 years in your sight are like a day that has just gone by, or like a watch in the night. Yet you sweep people away in the sleep of death. They are like the new grass of the morning. In the morning, it springs up new, but by evening, it is dry and withered. We are consumed by your anger and terrified by your indignation. You have set our iniquities before you, our secret sins in the light of your presence. All our days pass away under your wrath. We finish our years with a moan. Our days may come to 70 years or 80 if our strength endures. Yet the best of them are but trouble and sorrow, for they quickly pass and we fly away. If only we knew the power of your anger. Your wrath is as great as the fear that is your due. Teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Relent, Lord, how long will it be? Have compassion on your servants. Satisfy us in the morning with your unfailing love, that we may sing for joy and be glad all our days. Make us glad for as many days as you have afflicted us, for as many years as we have seen trouble. May your deeds be shown to your servants, your splendor to their children. May the favor of the Lord our God rest on us. Establish the work of our hands for us. Yes, establish the work of our hands. Okay, that was Psalm 90. It's interesting. I mean, I know I've read it before, but it's been a while. And I like the first verse, Lord, you have been our dwelling place throughout all generations. It's interesting to think of God as like our dwelling place, God as home, God as that place where you belong. Hmm. Um, yeah, and the psalm talks about the brevity of life and, you know, kind of God's wrath, to be honest, which we encounter you know, in the Torah, at Mount Sinai. Um, and yet, with Jesus, the Messiah, in the new covenant, that wrath is turned from us. And, by the end of the psalm here, it's, satisfy us in the morning with your unfailing love, that we may sing for joy and be glad all our days. Make us glad for as many days as you have afflicted us, for as many years as we have seen trouble. I think as I read this, for me, I'm not really interpreting this psalm, but for me, it just speaks of like the joy that is ours in Messiah and Jesus, that, you can have that freedom in him, and that that newness and that joy and that gladness. And it's like the trouble and sorrow and wrath that was feared so long ago can just dissipate in light of his love and his redemption and what he's done on the cross. That's how I'm experiencing the psalm, not interpreting it per se, and that would be my prayer for sure, because I do I do I do feel that weight of the weight of the psalm, and the sorrow that, it's like we're like the flower of the field that, in the morning you spring up, and then by the evening, you're just withered and you fly on. You just, uh, but in the Lord, when the Lord is your dwelling place, you live on. You live on. Well, let's say a prayer. I'll keep this one short. Lord, I pray for people listening and watching who feel, as I often do, like just that verse in Ecclesiastes, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. Because life does sometimes feel so full of trouble and so short. But I pray for those listening and watching, and for myself, that would turn into joy, that weight or that heaviness would dissipate, and instead you would replace it with your joy and the freedom that we can have in your spirit. But give us wisdom and help us to have the wisdom that comes with knowing life is short. But as we live it, Lord, I pray that we can have gladness and joy, which that's the fruit of your spirit. So I pray for everyone listening, if they feel heavy and sorrowful, that you would help that heaviness to dissipate and just bless them with gladness. And I pray, as I again always have to say it, I feel called to pray for Israel and for the peace of Israel, for the peace of Jerusalem, and for the people, that you bring healing and recognition of who you are and who Messiah is. Pray for the hostages, for all of them to be released and freed. I think about them every day and just ask you to show up for them in their tunnels. Reveal yourself and give them strength. And of course, I pray for everyone, Lord, who, whether they're Jewish, Gentile, Arab, Palestinian, Egyptian, um, Indonesian, Indian, wherever your people are, I pray for your people, Lord, and ask you to strengthen and bless them. And thank you that the Messiah that Jesus came for everyone and is the light of the world. And soon we'll celebrate Easter, and more specifically resurrection, because he rose from the dead, and Because he rose from the dead, so will we. Oops. Pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen, everybody. Okay, I gotta get this call. Bye.